Welcome back to Laughter Therapy. Back to what we were talking about earlier on. We were talking about the heart, from the good to the bad and everything in between. We spoke about how the heart influences deceit, how the heart influences good behavior, and we also spoke about how the heart is in control of your will, your distractions, your priorities as well. And we also spoke about how to guard your heart. The Bible tells us to guard your heart above all things. Because why? That is how the devil attacks us. And we're talking about now the heart's capacity for good and evil. Right? So while the heart can be a source of good, like love, compassion, care, and all of that, it also has the capacity for deceit and sin. Jeremiah 17, chapter 9, talks about this. It says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it?" When we opened the show, I spoke about how the heart is one of the most complicated organs. And it is an organ that most of us will end up dying not knowing how it actually works. Because we know about it pumping blood, deoxygenates the blood and then oxygenates the blood and all of that. But we really don't know how it works spiritually, emotionally. We don't understand the heart. We know what it does, in the flesh. But in the spirit, we don't understand what the heart actually does. And that is quite alarming. It is concerning. I mean, if you're not concerned, then something's wrong with you because I'm concerned and I'm worried. And I need to know what's going on in me, what is happening in me, what is actually happening. Because I like to know, and I always want to know what is happening in my body, what's my body doing now? How can I fix this? And how do you fix something which you don't even understand? Let's talk about it. How do you fix a heart that you don't understand? And you can't. You really can't. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9, and it reads, "The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it?" Verse 10 goes on to say, "I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind, to reward each person according to their conduct, according to what their deeds deserve." Verse 11 says, like a partridge that hatches eggs it did not lay, are those who gain riches by unjust means. When their lives are half gone, their riches will desert them, and in the end, they will prove to be fools. Guys, this is crazy. So the Bible is telling us here that the heart is sick and it is beyond cure. There's no cure for the heart. You cannot fix the heart. Going back to when King David made that prayer and said, "Lord, create in me a new heart." Because my heart is sick. It leads me to sin. It leads me to doing a lot of things that I don't want to do. It leads me against my better judgment. It leads me against my moral compass. That's what the heart does. And we as people need to now die to ourselves every day. And in dying to ourselves, we also need to give up our hearts. Because that's what the Lord examines and say, "Lord, create in me a new heart." And once the Lord has done that, we need to now also maintain that heart, keep that heart, continue with it, and keep it so that it can be clean, it can be clear. Because once it is given, and once a new heart is given, then it is up to you not to disturb it. It is up to you not to fill it up with filth again. As we go on now, so this duality emphasizes the need for constant self-examination and reliance. We always need God's guidance, and we are always relying on Him. That's how it is. We always need to rely on God and His guidance in everything that we do.